Welcome back. Worried by the dangers posed by indiscriminate disposal of plastics to drainage channels and the resultant flooding this rainy season, environmental activists are encouraging Lagos residents to pick these recyclable materials littering the environment and get rewarded. The activists spoke at a Recycling COVID-19 program aimed at ensuring a clean and healthy environment and also supporting low-income communities. The time was 9 a.m. and here gathered are residents of Ijora-Oloye community in Lagos. Members of the Africa Cleanup Initiative and their partners, including the Quivers Foundation, Wevo, Recyclers, Inspired Next Initiative, Recycler Association of Nigeria, and Yagazi Foundation, as well as about 30 volunteers. It was the first Recyclespay COVID-19 support and mask up slum project aimed at addressing the menace of plastic pollution in low-income communities.
You can see that we're emphasizing on the recyclables as part of what we are collecting, because if you check around, the flood has become one of the major issues that have been happening as a result of rain this period. And if you check the gutter, the drainages, and you notice that most of the things that are causing the flood are just recyclables, the plastic bottles that are actually blocking the drainages. And so we are like saying that, okay, fine, these bottles that are causing nuisance in the community, causing the flood, making the environment dirty, unhealthy for people, we can collect it from you. It's going to what actually means is that this plastic will no longer end up in the gutters and in the environment. We'll collect them from you, give them to a recycling firm that would process it for other materials. And so for us, it's a way of trying to ensure the environment is always kept clean, because now COVID-19 it's also a product of a dirty environment. And so we're also cleaning the environment via this platform. And not just cleaning, we're also empowering the low-income families, people, via the plastic we're collecting, and giving them money and incentive in return.
In addition to ensuring that plastics do not litter the streets of Lagos or end up in the oceans with its attendant damage to natural ecosystems, the program is also a way of giving palliative to the communities to help them cope with the challenges thrown up by the COVID-19 pandemic. Every resident who gathered recyclable materials littering the environment received double the amount normally paid for the recyclables per kilogram. They also received face masks as a means of curbing community transmission of coronavirus.
Double is actually the catch-up for what we're doing here today. It's actually called the Recyclespay COVID-19 Support Project, which is actually done in full support and partnership with the Coca-Cola Foundation. And so we are creating this platform to give back to the community during this COVID period, because we understand that most people actually are experiencing lack when it comes to having the needed resources to be able to stay healthy in terms of food, in terms of basic amenities. And so we are partnering with Coca-Cola Foundation to give support to people that will actually donate their plastic bottles for our Recyclespay project. So the double now is for every individual, family, community people that are coming with their plastic for this particular project this morning, they'll be earning double the value for every plastic bottles they're giving to us. What that means is, if, for example, a kg of plastics, they earn 20 naira per kg. But for today, the project we are doing today, kg is going to give them 40 naira per kg. And the double is just because we have the support of Coca-Cola to make it double. And it's a way of also giving back to the community as our own way of palliative during this COVID-19 period.
These interventions, according to the Chief Environmental Officer, Africa Cleanup Initiative, Alexandra Ahibe, were made possible with the support of the Coca-Cola Foundation and other individuals and organizations that partnered with them.
Government have what they call the extended producer responsibility, which is simply why one of the reasons why Coca-Cola is working with us on this project. And what that simply means that every producer should take responsibility for their products. And so for Coca-Cola Foundation, they are saying that, okay, we produce Coke, we produce Fanta. We're not just concerned about making money. We also want to recover those plastic from the environment. So that policy is from the government. So if the government can do all they can do to ensure that everyone that's into production takes responsibility for their products, I'm very sure we'll have minimal of these plastics and other recyclables in the environment, because they'll also be concerned not just about making money, but also recovering will be part of their plan. So from production to recovering, the organization should have a plan on how they ensure that that process flows without any interruption anywhere.
Some of the partners speak on the impact of the project and also sensitize the people of Ijora-Oloye community on how to stay healthy and be environmentally responsible.
That it takes millions of years for one plastic to degrade in the ocean, and this also affects the fishes and wildlife in the ocean. So even in our mild society, we see that plastic endangers our environment. We also see it as our social responsibility to help in every way we can and make sure that our drainages, our oceans, by and large, with the help of other NGOs, come together, work as one, and make sure we have an environmental friendly environment. We'll start creating more awareness on the menace of plastic in schools by the time they open, in the markets, in the streets, in communities all around Lagos and Nigeria.
It's an opportunity for people to be picking the plastic, because for environment, this is a part of the thing that is blocking the drainage. So for we to pick the plastic again, it will be easy to be collecting money double. There are the people that when you take it together, they will now ask you to come and measure it. After you measure it, you will take the money immediately. I will now use this opportunity to encourage people that they should go and pick. When you pick, how you pick, if you pick more, you will get more money. If you pick single, you get single money. But if you're able to pick more than everybody, you collect money more than everybody.
For those who benefited, their excitement knew no bounds. About 946.6 kilograms of PET bottles and 20 kilograms of nylon were recovered from the program, proudly sponsored by Coca-Cola Foundation. The team also visited the Oba's palace, Oba Abdul Fatai Aremu Oyeyinka Aromire II, where they were received by the Oba and some of his chiefs with a pledge of continuous support for the project and more intervention.